Hi, welcome to a video going into a bit more fine detail about how to read the data in a day view when it starts to get quite busy. Okay, so sometimes the calendar may appear very busy and the data can actually seem a little bit overwhelming, like in the example here. This may be the case if several electives who have maybe only small numbers in their class have all added assignments on the same day. So here we've got ICT has only got one student, law have got only three, criminology has only got one. So, in this example, there are a few strategies that we can still go to facilitate a quick understanding of what we see. Firstly, we go straight away to how many students have got at least one task. In this case, it's 13. And then the next thing we go to straight away is how many have got more than one task, and it's actually 5. Now, to make up the 13, we have several permutations of how these tasks are distributed amongst the students in my class. I know that all 13 of my students have got at least one task, and that could mean then to make that up we could have 10 students with a sociology task, we could have 10 students who have got a mathematics task, and maybe one with an ICT. All of those tasks are not shared by the students, which makes up the 13. However, I do know that 5 of my students have got more than one task. So it could be that this history group here have also got the sociology task, and that is combined. That means that 5 of my students have got 2 of these tasks here. But that leaves two tasks over here that aren't accounted for. What it actually tells me then is that these 2 subjects here, the 3 law students and the 1 criminology student, also have not only the sociology task, but they also have the history task as well. Otherwise, the number of students with more than 2 tasks, with more than one task, would actually be 8. But because it's 5, that means that these guys here actually have both of these tasks. If I had another icon up here saying the number of students with more than 2 tasks, then these 4 students would add on to that. But I didn't want to overwhelm the data here, so I've only included one icon telling me how many students have got more than one. So quite quickly, I can then see that, for example, 8 of my students, 13 minus the 5 here, have got a minimum of 15 minutes work. 5 of my students may have 30 plus the 15, which would be 45, but I've also got these 4 students here that have a combination of tasks here. So they are going to have up to an hour's worth of work. So again, it can seem complicated, but don't worry too much, because it'd be unusual for there to be more tasks in a day than what we see here, because by this stage teachers should be beginning to realize that the students have already got a fair bit on, so it wouldn't be wise to add another task here. But if you do get a situation where it looks reasonably busy here, go straight to these numbers up here to get a good estimate, and then you can make a rough judgment about what those numbers actually mean in terms of how much work the students have got. Hopefully that helps.